Salutations, everybody. As you all know, I held a poll to see what you guys were interested in, and it looks like you wanted to hear me talk about something while I painted. I figured I'd give it a try, and you could let me know if you'd rather have the music back or talking in the next one. Anyhow, I'm going back and forth on what to talk about since this would be my first vid actually having to come up with a topic. I may also be slightly boozed, so blame that for my topic choice. As such, I decided I wanted to tell a story from the bygone age of my freshman year of high school. This story is about my History 1 slash computer lab teacher. I'm just going to call him Mr. Apathy, and you'll see why. To start off, let me introduce you to this guy. Mr. Apathy was an older dude. Outside of instructing and class, he wasn't super talkative. In fact, he preferred to just sit back in silence and let us work on stuff. The guy gave so few shits as to what we were doing so long as we finished stuff in his class. He let my buddy bring his GameCube in and start a Smash Bros. Tournament because so long as we were done with our projects, he didn't care. I think we spent more time playing video games in his class than we did actual class. So naturally, we loved him. I remember I handed him a stack of papers once, and the mistake that I had made is I accidentally included an English class paper with the stack, and I didn't realize it until the next morning when I went to English class and I didn't have the paper. So I found it again though when I got back to his class and received all of my papers back, and it was among those. Mr. Apathy had graded my English paper, giving me 10 extra points. So every once in a while after that, when I was feeling like I deserved some extra credit, I'd slip in another English paper, and he never noticed. Mr. Apathy, by the way, didn't even know my name. Now, we had a huge class sizes overall, so I get it. One day, though, he called out my name, or what he thought was my name, and it was close, so I just gave him the win. I figured he'd already given me multiple instances of extra credit, so he could have it. But this stuff really isn't the big story. I just wanted to fill you in on the dude that we were dealing with here. This guy fell asleep during the landing scene in Saving Private Ryan. So one day I'm coming into history. It was the last class of the day, so everybody was a bit hyper. Two of my friends are roughhousing in the hallway, and for these two guys, I'll call the big guy Tall Boy, because that kid was like 6'5" and a brick wall. He was wrestling with our other buddy, who I'll call Slim. This dude was like barely cresting 5 feet at this stage in his life. So David and Goliath over here are winding each other up to the point where a tussle ensues, and it rolls into the classroom. I followed them in because there was this rule that anybody found standing outside the classroom door when class started would be penalized, so I was willing to risk an elbow in the face so I wouldn't get in trouble. I get in, and somehow these two have separated Old West style, and they're staring at each other. Tallboy notices in the corner of his eye, sitting on the desk, is a full unopened Mountain Dew. So Tallboy Bruce Lee's his leg into the air, rocket boots the Mountain Dew off the desk, and in the most Naruto crap I've ever seen in my life, Slim shot down to the floor so fast he dodged the Dew, which at this point was traveling at the speed of frickin' light. The Dew slams into the overhead projector screen. The screen slams itself closed, snapping up into its bracket, which by the way was like hanging from the wall above the whiteboard. The bracket tears itself off the wall and the screen crashes down to the floor. In the same second, the Mountain Dew had ricocheted off the whiteboard, which had been behind the projector screen, hitting it so hard it dented the whiteboard, flailing off into the closed blinds of the window at the back of the room, smashing them all out of shape and bending in all directions. The pieces that did immediately fall off were dangling, from the little strings inside the blinds, and the code red Mountain Dew explodes all over the window. It isn't until the entire classroom is still And I realized Mr. Apathy has been standing there the entire time watching us. The whole class stared back at him. It was the quietest that room had ever been. The blinds, the blinds of the window crack out of their brackets and slam into the floor. You could hear the soda gushing all over the place. And nobody made a move. Mr. Apathy gave us all a long, silent look. You could see his eyes moving all over the room and taking in the carnage. Once his eyes found his desk, he walked across the room without a word. He sat down, he rummaged through his top drawer and took out a slip of paper. I swear to God, this was literally the most attentive any of us has ever been in any class at any time. He looks at all of us with one last, long, what have I done to deserve this kind of look? And he says, when I call your name, please raise your hand. I legitimately almost pissed myself holding in laughter. I had to physically stick my head in my backpack and just scream into it for a while because I couldn't keep composure. And he just continues reading the roll sheet. Like I'm not over here having a damn seizure. Meanwhile, David and Goliath probably wondering how much a projector screen, window blinds, and a whiteboard cost, wondering how it all got so bad. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's drunk story time with Sin. So, yeah, let me know what you think of it, and we'll figure out if you just want the music back because it's less horrendous than me talking. Alright, you have a good day where you're at, and thanks, everybody.